All right, guys. Thanks for joining. Today we're gonna show you my process on how to properly zero your rifle. Okay. So just make sure that you're in a location that is legal to shoot. Make sure you know your background and beyond. Okay. All right. So the first thing that you're gonna make sure that you need as far as equipment-wise is a good level. I'm using a bubble level here. Make sure you have some sort of good rear support so you can get a very good shooting platform and bipods that go high enough, and a 100-yard range with a good target with a very fine aiming point. So today I'm using one of my targets over here. I am technically zeroed, but for the sake of showing you guys how to do this, I put some random adjustments on my turrets here to show you guys the process that I would use. Okay, I bounce this scope back and forth, so I do this process quite often. So let's go ahead and get into it here. Okay. All right, so good rifle to shoulder connection. All right, nice and high on my collarbone and as close to my face as I can. All right, my body's perfectly straight towards the target. I identify my target over my scope and I'm sinking down into my rifle, okay? And there it is right there. Just minor adjustments with my support hand. All right, so once you find your aiming point, you're gonna go ahead and send a quick round here. Okay, not sure where that's at. Send another one, look like I'm low. Gonna aim up here. Okay, not sure where that's at. Make it a little bit closer. All right, so looks like I am 1 mil right and 2 for like 6/10 high. Okay, so if I'm right, I'm gonna go to my scope and I'm going to adjust right 1 mil. Okay, adjusting right. Okay, and then I'm going to adjust down. All right. All right. I kind of cheated a little bit since my rifle's pretty much already zeroed, but the whole process is shoot it 25 yards, okay? Make sure that you're about 2 inches low, 1.5 to 2 inches low. After you're on paper about 2 inches low at 25 yards, then take it out to 100 yards. That should put you on paper. Once you're on paper at 100 yards, you need to shoot one time, measure that distance in your scope, make the proper adjustments on your scope, shoot a couple rounds. If you need to make more fine-tune adjustments, go ahead and make your fine-tune adjustments, okay? And once you're in the acceptable zone of your zero, shoot a 3 to 5 shot group to confirm that zero. And then after you're done with that, make sure to uncap your turrets and reset them back at zero. Okay, a lot of people sometimes forget to zero their turrets and it could cause issues in the future, so make sure to pop your turret caps off, set them back to zero, and tighten them down. Not too hard. You don't want to create any dents or anything in your in your click adjust system, but just enough to engage the actual turrets. So after that, your zero is confirmed. Make sure you record your elevation, your pressure, how many rounds you fired, and your temperature. So, and after that, you're done. So let's get on to the next section. All right, guys. Okay, so I just wanted to show you real quick what my zero target is, and then what the drill that we're going to be doing here is in a minute. So this is my zero target. So my acceptable zero is anywhere within about a tenth or less of point aim, point impact. Group size is going to vary dependent on rifle quality or barrel quality, the shooter, and all sorts of stuff. So I don't necessarily take that into account when coming up with an acceptable zero. But for me, personally, my acceptable zero is within a tenth from point of aim, point of impact. And a lot of environmental conditions can dictate this. Wind, how comfortable you are, how cold you are, all sorts of stuff. So this to me right here is my acceptable zero. So as far as the next drill that we're going to be doing, this one, these first three targets right here, we're going to be shooting from the standing position off of a barricade, kneeling position, or high kneeling position, and then low kneeling. I'll walk you through how to conduct this drill. It's very simple. There's time hacks involved that you can progressively get lower and lower to increase stress and increase speed to become more efficient. So aiming points are going to be at the very top here. We're going to go ahead and shoot 3 standing, high kneeling, and low kneeling, and then we'll come up and evaluate the target, and then we'll talk about it. I need bullets. I need bullets. So when applying the fundamentals of marksmanship from the standing positions or any other position besides prone, nothing else, just dropping all my expensive gear. Nothing changes. So nothing changes with this, okay? So when you're building your bridge, it's the exact same thing. I'm squaring up to my target, okay? I already know that I'm gonna need to get lower. If I need to get any lower, I'm gonna spread my feet, all right? Pointing my shoulders at the target. I'm gonna build my bridge now, okay? So I'm bringing the rifle high up on my, my collarbone. Okay, the rifle's kind of pointed at the ground. I already know I'm gonna need to go up way high, so I need to spread my feet more, okay? And then once I find my target over my scope, all I'm gonna do is sink down into the rifle, okay? And then there's my target. I'm gonna turn this on, okay? So let's go through that real quick again, all right? So, coming up to my target, setting my bag down, rifle comes down on top of it. The reason that I drop it on there is so that bag conforms to the bottom of my rifle and it creates more stability, all right? So, dropping my bag, my left hand, dropping the rifle with my firing hand. I'm squaring my body up to my target and I'm kind of sliding my feet around to make sure that I have a good feeling of how far my feet are gonna need to be apart after I build my bridge. I'm gonna have to sink down into the rifle. And if my feet are too close together, I'm gonna have to lean way over at the waist in order to get down into the scope. Well, what that does is it messes up your center of gravity and you're gonna get a lot of up and down wobble, okay? So you want to make sure that your feet are far enough apart so your center of gravity stays where it needs to be, which is over your hips for the most part, okay? So we're going to start from right here, okay? I already know that my feet are going to be nice and spread apart, okay? I'm going to find my target over my scope. My rifle buttstock is high and close to my face, all right? And then I'm going to sink down into my rifle, and my target is right there. Okay, now my natural point of aim is wanting me to aim towards this support post right here. Okay, so I need to adjust my natural point of aim. I do not want to muscle the rifle in with my fingers or my body like this. Okay, so I'm going to adjust my feet, okay, my toes, and switch my base of fire. Now my natural point of aim is here. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to take our first shot. Okay, that was low and right. So this is a brand new trigger. I went from 1.5 pounds to about 8 ounces. So I got a lot of learning to do with this trigger. All right, let's restart this process. Okay, we're gonna go through it a little bit quicker this time. Here, rifle goes on top. I'm spreading my feet nice and wide because I already know that I want to keep my center of gravity where it's at. And in order to lower my body, I need to spread my feet. All right, finding my target over my scope, sinking down into my scope. Okay, my natural point of aim is left. Adjust my natural point of aim right. Okay, I'm locking my knees, bone support. Okay, so my muscles are nice and relaxed. Okay, all right, let's take our next shot. Okay, that was a lot closer. All right, so let's go ahead and do that again. All right, bag goes down, rifle goes on top of bag. I'm looking at my target the entire time. I'm spreading my feet, building my rifle to shoulder connection, finding my target over my scope, sinking down into my scope. Okay, now this time I adjusted my natural point of aim better. Okay, let's do our next round. Okay. All right, I got 3 more. Let's do 3 more. All right. Okay. Bag goes down. Rifle goes on top of bag. Rifle to shoulder connection, finding my target over my scope, sinking down into my rifle. Locking my knees. Okay. All right, I don't know where that one's probably in the block. All right, let's do this just slightly faster. Let's build up the speed just a little bit. Okay, that was 5. I need 1 more round. All right. All right, let's do this again. All right, let's speed it up. Let's speed up the movements really quick, and let's slow down for the shot process. All right, let's do this. Ready, go. And lost my target. Okay. All right, let's go down and check those targets out. All right, guys, here is my results here. Not too bad here for 2 shots apiece. This first one here was that was a terrible trigger pull. I just switched out from 1.5 pound trigger to an 8 ounce trigger. So, and today's my first day shooting it. So I'm getting used to that. But other than that, these are pretty good for the standing position off of a barricade. You want to shoot for, you know, around 2 minutes is pretty acceptable. So we're going very, very slow here. I have my reticle zoomed in all the way so you guys can see. Now let's go ahead and move into the high kneeling position. This is my weakest position. I need to work on this more. So let's do the exact same thing and see what we get. All right, so the next course of fire that we're gonna do is from the kneeling position, the high kneeling position. This is about right for the high kneeling. this is about right for my low kneeling, so I'm gonna go ahead and use this one. Okay, so the same exact things apply, guys. Okay, so we're gonna do this dry for the first time, which I should have done at the last one. Okay, so I'm setting my bag down, rifle's going down on top of the bag. Okay, this is still recording. Oh, now it's recording. Okay, so rifle goes on top of bag, and it's the exact same thing that applies. All right, high and median on my face. Okay, so this one, my natural point of aim is high. It's too high. So I gotta put my knees together. Okay, so if I'm my target, I'm wanting to point left, so I gotta move my feet left, or my knees left. Okay, pointing too much right. All right, there we go. That's it right there. Close the bolt. Confirm natural point of aim. All right, that might be slightly too high for a true high kneeling. Let's start from in here. This one. Okay, I need to back out. There we are. All right. Okay, let's go ahead and go through this process here. So I'm actually going to take these off. All right, let's go through it live. Not doing this on a timer yet. We're not there yet. All right, shooter ready? Start. Okay. Need to spread my feet. I'm too high. There we go. Okay. All right, now I'm gonna check my natural point of aim. Straight up and straight down. Okay. All right. Not sure where that went. It's probably in the black. Let's do it again. Build our position again. All right, shooter ready? Start. That trigger got away from me a little bit. Okay, do it again. Shooter ready, start. I have a clutch system on the left that keeps hitting the barricade. Okay, 3 more. Let's start at the beginning. You notice how slow that I'm going, guys? This is what it needs to look like. Taking my time, making picture-perfect shots. We will gain speed later. Actually, let's take this off. Put it in my pocket. Getting behind the rifle perfectly every time. All right, so I'm left. Right knee needs to move. Okay, that was low and right. Okay guys, I rushed that trigger. This trigger is getting away from me. I need to slow down my trigger process. I need to relearn this entire trigger again. All right, shooter ready? Begin. That was a good trigger squeeze. I was conscious about my trigger. Okay, let's do it again. Shooter ready? Begin. Perfect trigger squeeze, perfect impact. Okay. All right guys, so the big thing to take away from here is go very, very slow. Nothing here needs to be fast. Okay, we will get that, or get to that point. There's going to be some modules where I incorporate some speed, but in this module here, we're working on the fundamentals: bone support, muscular relaxation, and natural point of aim. Okay, so let's go downrange and check out the targets real quick. All right, so this is high kneeling, guys. I apologize for not having trigger cam footage. I thought I was turning my trigger cam on, but I was turning it off. So, okay, so first shot, okay. Yeah, sorry, this is first shot. I don't know if I pointed at that one or not. First shot. Second shot was good, second shot was good, and second shot was good. So as you can see here, my first attempts were slightly low and slightly right, okay? Second time through, a lot better shots, a lot better impacts. I was slowing things down, and I was being cognizant of my trigger. My trigger definitely got away from me here. So don't forget your shot process once you're on your target and you begin your trigger process. I'm having to redo that whole understanding my trigger and where it breaks, since this is a brand new trigger. So this is what my high kneeling looks like. Let's go ahead and do low kneeling. Okay guys, once again, it's the exact same thing. Just gonna make sure my trigger cam's working, because it hasn't been, because I keep turning it off instead of on. Okay, so just like earlier, the exact same thing applies. Okay, I'm gonna start in the kneeling position though, just to save my knees. All right, so laying the bag down, making sure that the surface on the bag is nice and solid. Gonna drop my rifle down in, okay? And this is where and this is another position where your sense of center of gravity can get messed up, okay? So if you pull, I wanna show you guys this, all right? So if I'm pulling or leaning into my rifle too much, I'm gonna get a lot, see that up and down? Okay, but if I slightly see, it's difficult. The lower you get, or the more, or if you push too much into your rifle, you're gonna get too much up and down wobble. See that? Okay, that's nice and relaxed right there. Let's go ahead and send this. Natural point of aim. Okay. Let's reset. Okay. Find my target. Okay. Good trigger squeeze. Let's redo it. Not moving my bag. Okay, good shot, good trigger squeeze. Gotta trust that wobble, guys. You gotta trust that wobble zone. If you're getting too much wobble and everything's moving too much, back your scope out. Okay, little left. Let's do it again. One more. All right, let's go downrange and check these targets. All right, okay guys, we got standing, high kneeling, and low kneeling. So with low kneeling, your center of gravity is so far over the top of your hips that you're gonna get up and down wobble, and it's highly difficult to control because you can only get your legs so far underneath your body to be comfortable or to even see the target. So if you can, try to get into a low kneeling position where you're more upright like you are in the high kneeling and then in the standing. You'll be a lot more comfortable. So yeah, so I think this was first shot. One of those was my first shot, and I think that was my first shot. So these are my targets, guys. Like I said, if you're within about 2 minutes of angle from point of aim, point of impact, you're not over that 2 minutes. You're doing really good in your positional shooting. So just keep practicing. Watch each lesson in order, because here in the near future we're going to get into the time session, but you need to go through these lessons in order. Okay, they're designed that way to build your foundation before you move into any timed stuff. So, all right, guys, let's head back to the rifle. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Very much appreciate it. Remember the fundamentals of marksmanship: bone support, muscular relaxation, natural point of aim. Make sure that you're taking your time behind your rifle, building that position. If it doesn't feel correct, or if you're getting too much wobble up and down or vertical wobble, correct your position. Try to put your center of gravity a little bit more over to your hips. This isn't a speed race, okay? This is very slow, understanding the mechanics and building those new neural pathways in your brain to better understand what positions create the best support. But the main three things that you need to remember, like I just mentioned, are bone support, muscular relaxation, and natural point of aim. Thanks for watching the lesson, guys, and tune into the next one.